What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back to another Resplendent review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Flier Nino and I'm going to be going over the builds that it could run on her in the modern times, and at the end I'll discuss my theorycraft of what I would do to improve her weapon refine. So Flier Nino is a book 2 green mage flyer and she has got GIGA Excalibur as her preferred weapon. This gives her plus 3 speed and it also gives her true damage based on 20% of her speed, which is not bad for an old weapon refine like this. Even now, the arcane weapon refines usually give you around 15% of your stat as the true damage, and the weapon refine of this did have the joint drive attack and speed built in, so she could get the plus 4 attack and speed in the combat and also give it to her allies. Flier Nino was extremely fast for that time and it took them 2 whole years to make a mage flyer faster than her in Summer Female Pilot, and she was a duo unit. And then she got a weapon refine in 2021 and this refine was really good for its time as well. Even now it's not really too bad. I mean, sure, it's outclassed, but back for its time, having this kind of uncapped true damage on a refine was definitely not as common, and she also gave some support to her allies with the joint drive attack speed. So even now in the holo forms, she is one of the more formidable opponents that you could face, along with Kinji Hinoka and Adrift Camilla, all with their weapon refines. And now her weapon refine is definitely going to be getting outclassed by something like Arcane Truth Fire that just came out. And when it comes to her stat spread, she was definitely really fast for her time, and these Resplendent stats do help her bring her up to the speed, but unfortunately she is going to be lacking a bit when it comes to the attack stat, and Arcane Truth Fire is going to be scaling off the true damage based on her attack. So here we have got Tea Time Ferdinand as a 4-star seasonal focus, and he has a lot more attack than her. Even a bit older seasonal green flyer like Plagent Tharja is going to be having a bit more attack than her, but of course the merges for her are going to be hard to come by. Unfortunately, being a ranged flyer, she is not going to be having a lot of options, especially when it comes to the budget skills. So if you're going to be building her up now on a budget, you could try and use her preferred weapon GIGA Excalibur. If you cannot summon for Rearmed Lilina, it can still work out, like I said, because of its true damage. You can just stack up a lot of speed on her, and then you can just keep her Moonbow as the special and maybe run Emblem Marth with her. And for the slaughter, you could try and get attack speed catch easily from the divine codes, and we even got it multiple times in the limited ephemera manuals. And you can also run speed resistance Fortrace for giving her the Canto, and this can also give her even more true damage along with her weapon. So even on a budget, this could be something that you could try and stack up. And for slot C, she absolutely wants to have more speed because GIGA Excalibur doesn't give her enough stats for the modern times. So attack speed oath from the divine codes is going to be working fine, and this is a build that you could run from the fodder from it, but of course it is going to be preferred on this kind of old unit to have much better skills and much more recent skills. So Arcane Truth Fire is going to be the weapon of choice. It is going to be giving you -1 special cooldown. It also has attack oath built in, so it's amazing, along with something like Oddspeed Wave, and she also gets +14 to all of her stats. And this weapon also gives you some true damage and 15% of her attack. It's not as much as GIGA Excalibur, but still you're going to be getting the other effects and also the extra stats. And it also has 7 flat damage reduction on foes' first attacks, including the brave hits. So it can help her when she's going to be trying to survive at max investment. And it also has the -1 special cooldown jump before her first attack, so you could instantly trigger Glimmer on the enemy. So you already get Occultist Strike from Rearmed Lilina while inheriting Arcane Truth Fire, and then you could get Flared Sparrow and Oddspeed Wave 4 from Ash, and Flared Sparrow and Occultist Strike could combo up with the pre-combat damage. It's not the best now that we have got Hathran's Divine Nectar and also Breath of Life 4, but if you're not able to get some even more expensive skills, then this is pretty much going to be your option. And Oddspeed Wave can combo up really nicely with the attack buff of the weapon, and she can buff herself up for both her attack and speed, while also getting the full null follow-up effect. And Oddspeed Wave can give some support to the allies in 2 spaces, so at least she's going to be having some supportive effect, along with Soaring Echo that you could run as her attune skill, which she's definitely going to be wanting to run. And Blade Session is going to be her best sacred CL as a player face flyer who's going to be trying to maximize her offenses. And like I was saying, there are even more expensive skills that you could try and run. From Ninja Tarja, you could get Slice of Sparrow and Resonance 4. And these are the skills that she really wants because she can stack up the true damage with the Slot A and Resonance. And you could just run Emblem Secret Ring to get the Canto 2 out of it. And also the +1 movement. And you also get the Order status from Arcane Truth Fire. So it is going to be activating the condition of Slice of Sparrow always. And you also get the damage reduction piercing from Resonance. And Resonance is going to be giving you 60% damage reduction piercing, which is really helpful. And also 12 true damage. But keep in mind that Resonance needs you to have at least 50 HP so that you can get the full effects out of it. And at max investment, Nino is going to be able to make the full use out of it. But if you have lower merges and not as much Dragon Flowers, then she's going to be a bit shy of 50 HP and you might need to run a Squad A Sacred Seal. Deadly Miasma is going to be coming along with Soaring Echo, but it should not be run with the previous build, which has Flared Sparrow. Both of the terrains are going to be clashing, and that's why it is much better when you have Slice of Sparrow, Inner Slot A, and Deadly Miasma can help you set up the Haze terrain, which can also help you get rid of the Ice tiles of Brave Female Robin, and it also gives you the in-combat debuffs and the Dalol effect. And then if you want to go the AoE nuking route, then Arcane Truth Fire can also give you the AoE -1 jump before the combat. So with Emblem Marth, you can have a 2 cooldown AoE special, and you just need to run any kind of ally which could give her the -1 special cooldown. It could be Halloween Asker or even Bride Embla, and we even have Panette now as a free-to-play option who can give you that, and even an older unit like Garrick could help you. So you can just have a pre-charged AoE special, and Verge of Death could be run so that you could maximize your attack for the AoE special and also get the cleansing to your attack and speed and get the cleansing to the panic. And Fortrace is going to be helping with an AoE build because its +7 true damage is going to be added to the AoE special. And you also get the true damage out of Arcane Truth Fire. So every little bit helps for Nino, who doesn't really have that high of an attack stat compared to other mage flyers, and the true damage of Resonance or Occultist Strike doesn't really get added for the AoE special, so I definitely prefer this on her. And Shadow Shift could be a pretty nice lotsy skill that you could run for some utility for your allies, but if you don't have it, then Deadly Miasma of course works out fine with this build. Last but not least, you could also try and run an attack speed mastery build. I definitely prefer Slice of Sparrow way more as a slotted skill, but if you're trying to run Luna as your special and have it a 1 cooldown special with Emblem Marth and then trigger it with Truth Fire, then it could be an option. You still get the true damage and piercing out of Resonance, and Deadly Miasma does have good synergy with Mastery for giving you even more offenses, and you get the counter 2 out of the Mastery skill instead. And you could even run the Crux skill that comes along with Attack Speed Mastery from Harmonic Nephne. But with this slotted skill, I really like the terrain of Miasma which you could set up. And again, it is going to be coming along with Soaring Echo, so you're probably going to be having it at this kind of investment. Nino's Giga Excalibur is not the worst when it comes to the weapon refines, like I said, but it definitely needs some extra effects for the modern times, and this is what I would do to modernize it a bit. So I would still have the +3 speed effect and the true damage based on her speed, and I would just give her +6 attack and speed in the combat, and also the full null loop effect. And then with her weapon refine, I'm going to be giving her another round of +6 attack and speed. And usually they only try and give the attack and speed to these kinds of player phase units, so that's why I've got this, even though, you know, +12 attack and speed isn't as much compared to the arcane weapons, but I'm just following the precedents set by the weapon refines. And I would also give her the Desperation effect in her weapon, and this would definitely make her unique as a green mage flyer, along with the null follow-up effect that she gets out of the primary condition of her refine. And she would also have the doubt speed resistance, and then I would improve her joint drive skill to 3 spaces and let her give out +5 attack and speed and take the benefit of that for herself. And she's also going to be giving out the null guard effect and special cooldown +1 per attack. So this is going to be making her a relatively unique Mage Flier with this kind of support, and it also greatly benefits her because she is going to be able to trigger these specials a lot easily with both of these effects, and she is going to be having the Desperation and Full Null Follow with the weapon, and not many units give this kind of support with the Null Guard and these special charges per attack. In the combat, a lot of them give out the special charges as a status effect, so there Nino could try and support her allies and use all of this herself to be a much better offensive Green Mage Flyer. So let me know what you think about my theorycraft in the comments, and I want to thank all of my team members for their constant support. And you can click the link on the screen right now to check out my tier list of the Arcane Truthfire weapon. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as the amount of Green Mage Flyers in the permanent pool. So that's it, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.